Well, we just actually played in front of people over the weekend too,
Nice.
which was the first time. But we did smoke a few weeks ago,
Uh-huh.
4 weeks ago, something like that. Which was cool.
That's great.
You know, it takes some getting used to, but you know,
Yeah.
it's a little different, but it's all right. Okay.
Well, you know, it's like, Christian, I've been doing radio from my living room
Right.
for 4 months.
Right. So how was it for you?
There's a whole, you know, I've got 40-some years of broadcasting.
No, it's different.
You have to like reboot.
I always have respect for you guys and the talent. Wow. Great. We're streaming right now.
But it's behind the scenes thing. John just looked at on his phone, so
Yeah, you got it.
so if you wanted to do stuff, so my plan is Christian again gets settled in, whatever. You walk back to your position, and then I'll do the camera change to isolated shot of two guys. So it'll be a little dramatic.
What's the link for us?
Now,
Just WBGO.
Yeah, something like that.
so you'll open with me.
Well, open
in
with
place.
You walk
Thank you, man.
and as you walk, as you get in position, you're turning around, and I'm gonna switch slowly to
Oh, got it.
So you picture my hair.
But I'm looking there.
That's fine. That's always your mindset.
I get it.
Yeah.
You want to make sure I'm out of the way first. Right? It takes away from the big.
Like I said.
Takes away from the big, man. You need some hand clapping? I'm right there with some hand clapping. How's everybody doing tonight? Around the corner, around the world, here we are, folks. You know, back in the day, we used to do these events, and hundreds, even thousands of people during the course of 24 hours would come out. And they'd chip in 10, 15 bucks. We called them Jazzathons. And it was live excitement, it was music, and it raised money to keep this radio station that's been evolving for 41 years on the air. Now we do these virtually. Virtually. We're coming to you. It's been tough, hasn't it? We've all had to relearn, reboot. You know, I've been doing radio for over 40 years. I had to completely relearn the way I do things because now I do them from my home. I miss the vibrancy of WBGO, but yet it's not a miss. I know it's right here. Tonight, we're going to have a virtual Jazzathon, and you're all going to be part of it. I know you're there. I can feel you. You know, I can see some of you. And thanks to folks like Patricia of New York, Michael of New York City, Nancy from the Bronx, Margaret in Brooklyn, Franco in Chicago, Stephen in Miami, Haley in Los Angeles, Larry in Louisville. We're off to a good start tonight. We're going to raise $5,000. Yeah, we're going to do it together, just like these musicians on stage. We've had to relearn, we've had to reinvent, haven't we? And by the way, you can chip in at 1-800-499-9246 or online at WBGO.org. You can even text WBGO to 56512. My name is Gary Walker, and I ask you to do something now, is to open your mind, empty your mind, and join us for the next hour. How will we thank you? You'll find spirituality, individuality, community, and a creative fire that's not going to get doused by any pandemic. Please welcome guitarist Marvin Sewell, drummer Clarence Penn, and bassist Yasushi Nakamura. And at the piano and assorted keyboards, Christian Sands. It's Jazzathon 2020 with you and with us here at Yamaha in New York City. I'm waiting for the applause to die down. I tell you, if I could find me an engine that runs like this, I'd buy the most expensive sports car I could find and then figure out how to pay for it. We're trying to pay for this radio station, folks, and our thanks, Joseph from Orchard Park, Mark and Judy from Naples, Florida, have been longtime supporters in a big way. They give a big shout out to the lady that used to put these jazzathons together, our own NEA Jazz Master Dorthon Kirk. Joseph's in the Philippines, Lucille's in Scottsdale, Arizona. And who knows, before we're over here tonight, we're on our way to raising $5,000, a little above $4,000 to go. With your support, we're going to get there, and I think this music speaks for itself. What do you say, folks? WBGO.org. Call us at 1-800-499-9246. You can even text WBGO to 56512. And what do you say? Maybe a little support from Chicago. Maybe a little support from Detroit. Maybe a little support coming from Tokyo or New Haven, Connecticut. Huh? All the world's a stage for the music that plays on. Let's get to the focus here. Christian Sands, welcome to Jazzathon 2020, sir.
Thank you very much.
Be Water.
Yes, yes.
Does that have anything to do with New Haven?
Yeah, actually, haven't had an interview about talking about New Haven in the record, but yeah. I mean, this record was really a reflection of where I've come from.
Yeah.
And all of my inspirations throughout my life, and also where I'm trying to get to. I think all my records are like that, you know, but
I hear a thread, and
yeah.
I see a thread.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
you got to reach for it, right? If you're going to
come
be
on.
successful, you got to reach.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
What happens when you reach?
Oh, you have to.
It's not always a smooth ride.
That's right.
You're going to face some dragons.
You're gonna face some dragons. That's
But how do you get around that and make it all work? Just like the rest of us, folks. You let the water find its own level.
That's it.
Right? It's more of an attitudinal thing, not the fact
Exactly.
that the man grew up along the coast.
That's right. That's right.
It's an attitudinal thing, isn't it?
That's exactly what it is.
Be Water.
This is.
Bruce Lee opens up the record.
Yes, yes, he does. He's a big influence on me since a childhood. You know, I've grown up watching all of the movies with my father, my younger brother. You know, we just absolutely love the way he works, what he stands for. You know, excellence, precision. You know, creativity. I mean, the guy is so creative when you watch him, and the things that he comes up with, I mean, are absolutely amazing. So, you know, he was someone who, early on in my childhood, I recognized something there. And I really didn't think of anything as far as piano and him was concerned. You know, I really didn't make a connection until much later on. I mean, I grew up also doing martial arts as well when I was younger. So I really didn't put them both together until I really sat down and thought.
But that's where that attitude comes from.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
In fact, you took those martial arts all the way to Shanghai.
That's right.
And got to do it over there,
That's
too.
right. That's right.
Profound influence.
Yes.
The Eastern
Yes.
world.
Yes.
Because they take the time to empty their mind.
That's right.
And then you reboot
That's right.
and you make it happen.
Exactly.
Tell me about the musicians we're hearing tonight.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So we have on the bass. Let's start over here. Mr. Yasushi Nakamura. I've known him for such a long time. We've been playing and making music together for longer than 10 years now at this point. And it's just great to be making music with this guy. You know, other than him being an amazing bass player, he's just an amazing human being. So I cannot go anywhere without him. So he's really incredible. That's what we want to hear, right? We have Clarence Penn over here. I'm going to start this way. Clarence Penn, we've been making music together for the past 2 years now. Came highly recommended by Yasushi. I know they played together for many, many years. And right from the first note, we felt this synergy. We have this certain thing. We did a European tour, and there was no rehearsal, no anything. Yeah. Just a little bit of conversation, a little bit of texting here and there. You know, some words were said, and right when we got on stage and we started playing, it was just, this is where we belong. Right?
Supreme musicality, man.
Exactly,
you could hear it.
Exactly. And of course, I mean, you know, the people he's played with, I mean, you know, the list goes on and on. So I don't even have to talk about that. You know, he's so incredible, and I absolutely love him dearly. So it's great to be making music with him. And over here on the many, many guitars, I've been a fan of Marvin Sewell's for so long. I first heard him with Cassandra Wilson, then I heard him with Jason Moran, then I heard him with his own project, and I just said, I have to do something with Marvin. I have to figure out what it is, whether it's me producing a record and he's on it, or just having him in the studio and recording something without piano. I can just listen to him all day. So I'm so glad that he's available and he's here, and we're making music together, and the record sounds great. Everything he added to it was so incredible. So he's my man here.
Yeah, so much more than just 6 strings, that's for sure. Oh,
Yes,
good stuff. Be Water, tell us about the first 2 tunes that we heard tonight.
Yeah, so the first song was called Sonar, and Sonar was inspired by the device, you know, Sonar, but it's also about where you are as an individual in relation to others around you, and where you are as an individual to other things around you, other ideas around you. Are you in an area where you have a goal in mind, and are you close to it? Are you far away from it? So the idea of Sonar was very much about that. The second 2 we played for you, that was called Crash. Crash, the crashing of waves, the crashing into rocks, the crashing into the coast, and a little bit of the coast comes back into the ocean. I like to say that that also happens with human beings. You meet people like you and I, and we've met so many different times, and we crash into each other, and a little of me goes into you, and a little of you comes back into me. So
Who
exactly
knew, man?
I know.
2 years ago, when you came and played with your trio on Morning Jazz,
Yeah.
that 2 years later we'd be facing dragons.
Exactly.
Right?
Come on now.
But you know what? We're getting beyond it, man. Because
Right.
listen and enjoy, hear, and see the creativity that's coming. These guys are excited. This is the first time you've played since the recording of the record, right?
Yeah, all together. I mean, we had one show, I think, at Lincoln Center. What was it, January or February, something like that? And then I haven't seen Marvin since then. And we haven't played together as a unit. We haven't played together since, I guess, January or February, something like that. So it's nice to be back in the water with these fellas here.
Getting your feet wet.
That's right.
I got to tell you, I knew about this guy when he was like 12 years old. Not one, but 2 masters of the piano in Marion McPartland and Dr. Billy Taylor said you got to watch out for Christian Sands. Young man's coming up, and he's going to take the torch and move the ball up the field. And he has done just that. Right? Yeah.
I like to think so.
Yeah. And we hope you think so too. 1-800-499-9246. It's Jazzathon. It's virtual. It's a good time. We're in New York City, folks. We're on 5th Avenue at 54th Street in New York, New York, with this wonderful quartet of superb musicians. And I hope that you'll take the time to support us tonight at WBGO.org or text WBGO to 56512. Now, water, young stream, running, kayak, right? Tubing. 40 years later, 71, old stream. More like a pool. You just kind of sit there and dangle your feet in it and hope that the mosquitoes don't get you.
That's right.
That's pretty much the difference here. But this is what keeps me young, is this music that the people like yourself have put together. Now, I'm an old hippie, and I know there's some of you out there that are right there with me. And I'm going to tell you something. Be water. It's an attitudinal thing, as Christian's been telling you. But sometimes You got to drop all the things around you, right? You got to come down from that throne and leave that body alone. Take us back. 1969, Blind Faith. Have the faith, folks. It's the world's greatest jazz radio station and 4 of the world's greatest jazz musicians. Thank you. You'd find your way home, haven't you? Yeah. Somebody holds the key. I think it's 4 people right here. Thank you for joining us tonight, folks. We're with Christian Sands and his quartet, the new record, Be Water. Thank you, brother. You did that one for me. Steve Winwood and Blind Faith. Some of you know what Blind Faith is all about. It's something that started a public radio station back in 1979 in Newark, New Jersey. Blind Faith, baby, that's all it was. And here we are 41 years later with your support. I gotta, people are listening, man, and they're thanking us too. We got David from Sleepy Hollow, and we got Evan from Dobbs Ferry, James right up the road in Jersey City. We got Bonnie in Brooklyn, Keith in Englewood, Joshua in Battleground, Washington, Jay in Mill Valley, California, Ellis is in Mount Washington, Massachusetts, and we got to thank the people here for making us look good, and I understand sound pretty good too tonight. Yeah, Bonnie and Aaron and everyone at Yamaha, and of course our own Chris Tobin and Corey Goldberg and John Newcott. He's the cat that put it all together. And of course, you, my man, Christian Sands.
I do my best.
We heard a song with a story. And in the world of jazz, from Art Blakey to Errol Garner and a whole bunch of other folks will tell you, if you want to do it right, Jimmy Heath too, if you want to do it right, know the words to the story. But sometimes a life has a lyric too. You found that out looking into the world of Errol Garner, didn't you?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I mean, being a part of the Errol Garner project, I mean, I've learned so much every day. Every day is something new that I'm learning about. I mean, I'm not just talking about his music. I mean, although there's a lot to uncover, just piano.
Well, you're like the ambassador for the Errol Garner estate and the project.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think you had something to do with the fact that Mac Avenue has put out a dozen Errol Garner classic records.
I pointed him in the right direction.
Yes, you did, my man. You certainly did.
Yeah, but I mean, everything he's done. I mean, he has a great story. I mean, you talk about just entertainment. You talk about just the way he presented the music. You talk about the battle between Columbia Records and him in 1959 and 1960. I mean, and him winning, the rights to his music. You talk about artist rights. You talk about civil rights. I mean, there's so many things. There's so many layers to Errol, and you hear it in his playing. And I don't even think he does it on purpose. I think that's just the way he is. And every time I listen to something, I'm listening to him every day. We're getting ready for a really big show, cross our fingers, hopefully for next year.
Yes.
Next year's the centennial. So we're getting ready for that and preparing for that, just listening to music, going through the archives, going through the story, trying to go through telegrams and letters. And I mean, there's so many things that he and his manager, Martha Glazier, have been through.
The life has a lyric.
Exactly.
Be Water. How about On the Water?
Exactly.
3 days ago was the 65th anniversary.
Yeah, Concert by the Sea.
Yeah, of Concert by the Sea.
That's right.
And here we sit on John Coltrane's 94th anniversary of his birth tonight in New York City.
That's right.
Playing some wonderful music from this quartet. Talk about Be Water. Yeah. Be smarter. Do the right thing. Make a contribution. We're $3,600 away from our $5,000 goal. And if we can't do it with 4 world-class musicians like this, well, maybe it's time to move the circus up the street. We hope not.
Right, exactly.
But stories and lives have lyrics. You do a wonderful show. You had to Be Water when they canceled the Monterey Jazz Festival. You were the artist in residence. So what did he do? He turned around and started his own webcast. It's called The Sands Box. And if you haven't seen it, you're missing out, folks. And I'm thinking specifically of Gerald Clayton. When he wanted to discover and study the Piedmont blues,
Exactly.
what did he do? He read the story behind it, and you found out that the slaves, the women,
They would all get
in the
together.
warehouses,
Exactly.
taking the leaves off the tobacco plants and singing hymns.
Exactly.
That's part of the Piedmont blues,
You
isn't
can
it?
hear it for miles and miles and miles, and just the notion of that being heard and that being sung together. I mean, there's a history, like you said, there's a history and a lyric behind the life, you know. So this music, all the music we play as musicians, comes from that, comes from history. I mean, it's more than just we like the song. You know, there's things that go along with it that reflects our lives and your lives too. You know, so I always like to say that musicians are storytellers. That is our job, is to tell stories, whether it is our own or our own that reflects something that you might hear or identify with, or something that we've heard before. But as musicians, we are definitely storytellers. That's what we do.
And that's why Steve Winwood wrote the lyric. Now you know why we've been waiting so long. 1-800-499-9246. Jazzathon 2020 live from the Yamaha studios in Midtown Manhattan, New York City. My name is Gary Walker. Please get in touch with us and support us at WBGO.org or text WBGO to 56512. I don't know if I want to find my way home at the end of this. Now, I might just follow these guys and hear some more music. What are we going to hear next? I know it's something from Be Water. It's the new recording. It's from Mac Avenue Records, and you should check it out. There's also some other musicians like Steve Davis.
Yeah, John Jones on there.
Yeah, Marcus Strickland.
Yeah.
And also a string quartet.
Exactly. Yeah. So we put the kitchen sink.
The water is wide, as Charles Lloyd might say.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah.
So what are we going to hear next?
We're going to play a song. We're actually going to be really calm. This song is called Still. And frankly, just still water runs deep, right?
Yes, it does.
And so with that in mind, I wanted to write a song just about that. And also about sometimes, you know, with everything that we do, we're always so busy. Sometimes it's good to be still, to really understand where you are and really understand what is needed to be done.
What does Bruce Lee say? Empty your mind.
That's right.
Be water.
That's right.
Do the right thing. Support WBGO Christian Science. How do you spell pretty? Huh? How do you spell pretty? I hope you spell it out here tonight with us, with a pledge of support to WBGO at 1-800-499-9246 or WBGO.org or text WBGO to 56512. I'm Gary Walker. Our thanks to Eve from Staten Island, William from New York City, Michael in Cliffside Park says thank you for the live music. And John from Woodstown, New Jersey, the memories of Jazzathon too. Oh, and thanks to these incredible musicians and to all of you folks, they told me my math is off tonight. I knew it was September 19th when Errol Garner did the Concerts Bound to Sea. Well, that was 4 days ago, Gary, not 3. And we are $2,600 away from our $5,000 goal tonight. And I hope you will help us. And these 4 world-class, wasn't that the guitarist Marvin Sewell on that tune still? And by the way, it's on that record. Be water, be smarter. Pick yourself up a copy. You won't regret it. Yasushi Nakamura on the bass. Arco and otherwise, always doing it right. Clarence Penn, so much musicality coming off him drums, man. It's in the water in Detroit, isn't it? It is. And Christian Sands. Thank you, man, for being here with us. Let me ask you a question. You know, we're trying to raise money for public radio. This is the best way we know how. We used to do it live and have hundreds, if not thousands, of people show up.
They're still here.
And they're still here, aren't they?
Feel them, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And they're coming on board with us tonight. You find that. And by the way, I'm going to tell you again, the Sands Box is a bad program to watch, man. It's really, really well done, man.
Thank you very much.
You're much better at broadcasting than I am playing the piano. That's just like that McBride guy. You know, he walks in the door, right, and he's a world-class broadcaster overnight.
That's it, man. But, you know, I had so much fun doing the Welcome to the Sands Box. I mean, we've been having so much fun just getting together with cats, you know, especially over the quarantine that we've been in. You know, normally we get to see each other on at festivals or on the road because everything is canceled. Festivals are canceled. The gigs are canceled. You know, we're all basically we're kind of musicians are in bubbles now. We're kind of like sports. We're all in these little bubbles. So I thought it was a great opportunity to just still reconnect with everybody, see what's going on. You know, talk about music, talk about what we're going through. You know, mental spaces. Talk about, you know, the current events, you know.
Keep that community alive.
Exactly. Because we have these conversations all the time anyway.
Yes.
But we never get a chance to actually document it, especially now because, you know, a lot of us were going through different things at different times. So I thought it was a great idea to put it together and like, hey, let's talk to Gerald. Let's talk to Billy Childs. Let's talk to Miho Hazama. I mean, we talked to Jason Moran. We talked to Ali Shaheed Muhammad from... I know a lot of you know him from
Vijay Iyer.
Quest. Yes, Vijay Iyer, you know. It was so much fun. Reuben Rogers and Ulysses Owens, you know.
Patitucci, man,
yeah,
from his
John
living room.
Patitucci, yeah. I mean, so much fun.
Yeah.
And especially because some of these guys, we've been talking about trying to play together for such a long time. And this year was to be the year, and everything got canceled. So it was like, well, at least we can have a conversation about it.
Now, the Monterey Jazz Festival Band, you have plans to take them out next spring, maybe, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna bring this band. We're gonna do this next spring. I mean, there's so much going on. I mean, unfortunately, everything was canceled in person this year, but everything is moved to next year. And I'm also the artist in residence for next year as well. So we're gonna have so much fun. Master classes, lectures. Hopefully, we're gonna be doing Welcome to the Sands Box in person during the festival. You know, so that'll be a lot of fun as well.
It's all about community.
Exactly.
And you know, when we've been broadcasting from home, all of us, all the announcers at WBGO, all the hosts, broadcasting from home, and we've had to reboot our attitudes about how we do broadcasting. But, you know, the impetus and what gets me out of bed every day at 3 o'clock in the morning is that community.
Exactly.
You know, it's that knowing that there are jazz lovers.
That's right.
And hopefully with Jazzathon kicking off our fundraiser, love this music enough to support it at WBGO.org or 1-800-499-9246. But that's what we're doing. We're keeping this community together.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because it's there. I mean, and you read the articles. I mean, the jazz clubs in New York, they're going through trouble, man. Because
all over the world. In Europe, I just read an article about Jazz House Montmartre in Copenhagen. You know, they're going under as well. So we're trying to figure this out, everybody together. It's going to take the community together. You know.
41 years here at WBGO. Public radio does pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. You know, I mean, this is one of the platforms that we need. You know, if it wasn't for you guys, I mean, honestly, funny enough, we wouldn't really be even playing out here. You know, I mean, you gave us an excuse to come out of our houses and take our masks off and make music for the people. You know, so we appreciate WBGO. We appreciate, I mean, especially for me, I mean, you guys have been spinning my record since I've been a kid, since I've been, you know.
That's right. That's right.
Little, so I appreciate it anyway. And also just that's how you learn about the music, through the radio. You know, I remember listening to you. I remember hearing the voice. I remember hearing the music that you play when I drive in the car with my parents, or today when I'm driving anywhere, you know, to a gig, to someone's house, you know. I mean, not that many places anymore because we're all stuck inside, but, you know, I love to drive. And so
you got to go to the store, man.
Exactly, you know. So every time I drive, I always tune into you guys. So.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, man, for being here tonight. This has been a world-class performance, and I can't think of a better way to kick off a Jazzathon than with wonderful musicianship like this. The new record is called Be Water. Christian Sands, thank you, sir. Marvin Sewell, thank you, sir. Clarence Penn, thank you, sir. Yasushi Nakamura, thank you, sir, for lending your collective and individuality to the water tonight. Now, put your scotch and water down and make a pledge of support. WBGO.org or 1-800-499-9246. And we'll let these world-class musicians take us out with one last piece. What are we going to hear?
I'm going to do an audible. I know they hate me for doing this.
Hey, that wins the game sometimes, you know.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? We're going to
support us, folks. It's worthy.
That's right. We're going to go to the land of Thelonious Monk. And this is a song he calls Blue Monk. Gotcha.
Be water. Cue Bruce Lee again. Be water. Be water. Not an audible, just be in water. How about that, folks? That was great. I got a few more people to thank besides these wonderful musicians. Again, Christian Sands. The new record is Be Water. And by the way, he'll also be on WBGO tomorrow night, Jazz Night in America, with your host, Christian McBride. And they'll be talking about Errol Garner and all other kinds of things. You want to tune in for that and support that as well. I want to thank Michael from Brooklyn, Lawrence from Englewood, Christina from Sunnyside. You're right, man, they're out there. Joel from Scarsdale, Lawrence from Westbury, Jeffrey from Palm Coast, Florida, and Charles from Groton, Connecticut. Is that close to you, Groton? Groton, Connecticut? Yeah, it's in the same state. Yeah.
It's far enough.
Far enough. Thank you, man, for your musicianship. He only brought 3 of his 37 guitars tonight, and he can play them all, and they all sound different. Marvin Sewell, thank you, man. Thank you, Clarence Penn, again. And thank you, Yasushi Nakamura, for your outstanding bass work. And just being in the room, man. Just all 4 of these cats in the room is a good time. I don't even want to go home. There's people off camera going, wrap it up, wrap it up. How about you support us, folks? I have to get up early. I got to be back on the radio at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning with you. It's our Jazzathon 2020, a virtual celebration of this music that's been going on for 41 years at WBGO Newark with support from people like those I just thanked. We're about $1,900 away from what we wanted to raise tonight. Maybe you'll take that opportunity now and call 1-800-499-9246. Pledge online at WBGO.org, or you can even text WBGO to 56512. I'm Gary Walker. Thank you for being with us tonight, and we'll see you the next time, tomorrow morning at 6, right? Support us. Thanks.